Welcome. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. You are welcome. Looks like today my lighting is. You are so welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. It is another beautiful Saturday morning, and you are welcome to join me on here as we soak in the music a little bit. How has your week been? How has your week been? How has your week been? Let me know in the chat below how your week has been. Mine has been blissful. Mine has been glorious. So let me know how yours has been. It has been um, a pleasant week, and we are grateful to God for another beautiful Saturday morning. If you join me on here, thank you for joining. Please share to bring somebody on. Please share to bring somebody on. Please share to bring somebody on. You are so welcome as I share to our other platforms. You are very welcome. My name is Amanda Akrofia. If you don't know who I am, share to a friend, to call a brother, to call a friend, to call a brother. Uh, Join us here this morning. Whoever is on here, we appreciate you so much for joining us. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We are grateful that you're here. We are grateful that you are with us. We appreciate you very much. It is a dose of encouragement. As we always do it, we come your way every Saturday morning. So you are welcome. You are very welcome. You are so welcome. We appreciate you very much. We appreciate you very much. You are welcome. You are welcome. We will start in few as we soak in the music a little bit. We will start in few. You are so welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. It is another beautiful morning. God has been good. If it wasn't for Him, we wouldn't be here. And so we are grateful that you are here. You are very welcome. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Thank you all for joining. Please share to be a blessing to somebody. Share to be a blessing to someone. Share to bring somebody on. Let us have this conversation. Let us talk with each other. Let us learn from each other. Thanks for joining me on here. You are most definitely welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. As I share to other platforms, we will start in a minute. We will start in a minute. We will start in 1 minute. But how has your week been? How has your week been? How have you been? How have you been so far? Let me know in the chat below. Let us know. You are very welcome. It is another beautiful Saturday morning. It is another gracious and grateful Saturday. And we appreciate you joining us here. If it wasn't for Him, where we will be, please share to be a blessing to somebody. Share to be a blessing to someone. So today, our topic is never compare yourself to somebody. Never compare yourself to anyone. Never compare yourself to the next person. Never compare yourself to anything and anybody, because you are made uniquely. You are made specially. You are made no two persons are made the same. No two persons were made definitely the same. They might have some similarities, but then they definitely are not the same. So never ever compare yourself to anybody, because when you do that, you're not doing well. You're not pacing yourself forward. You're not giving yourself what you need to have. You're not giving yourself what the time to pretty much enjoy what you have been given, or what God has given you. So never ever compare yourself to anybody. Never ever compare yourself that, this person is having this, so why am I not having this? This person is doing this, why am I not doing this? You were not made the same. You were not made the same. You were made differently. So never compare yourself to anybody. As I said, no two human beings were made the same. Stop comparing yourself to somebody. You doing so is like you insulting the nature. You insulting nature. All right. You insulting what God created. You insulting what was made. All right. To be unique. So never ever compare yourself to anybody because of what you're going through or because of what you might have. All right. I always say that as a flower does not compete with the next flower next to it. All it does is it blossoms, it blooms up. All right. So all you gotta do, all you gotta focus on is you blooming up, is you glowing, is you growing, is you making sure that what you need to get to, you've got into, where you need to get to, you've got into, without comparing yourself to anybody, without asking why is this, why is that, why is this, why is that. All right. Never ever compare yourself to anybody, because you were made uniquely, you were made differently, you were made specially. All right. You are not the same as that person. You are not the same as the next person. Yes, they might be having some things going on for them. Yes, they might have all things working out for them right now, but it is their time. Your time will surely come. All right. So never ever compare yourself to anybody else. As I said, as a flower, it doesn't really compete with the next flower next to it. All it does is that it blooms. All it does is that it grows. All it does is that it basically uh, 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 um, doesn't pay attention to what the next person is saying. It doesn't pay attention to what the next flower is doing. All it does is that it keeps blooming, it keeps growing, it keeps becoming beautiful each and every day. It keeps doing that. All right. So never ever compare yourself to anybody. All right. Keep glowing, keep growing, keep doing the things that you need to do to get where you need to get to. I always also say that the sun and the moon never compete with anybody. They shine at their own time. They shine forth simultaneously without competing with each other. So why then do you want to compete yourself with each other? Why then do you want to compare with somebody else? Why then do you want to say that, oh, this person has that, I do not have it? Never compare yourself with anybody. Because when you do that, you take away that precious time from you. When you do that, you take away that time that you should have used to grow yourself. Never ever compare yourself with anybody else. Never compare yourself with anybody else. Never do that. Never ever do that. There is a time and season for everything. There is a time and season that you will get to where you need to get to. There is a time and season for you not to, for you to be able to get to where you need to get to. All right. So never compete yourself with anybody. Never say that, oh, I really started with this person. They here. Why am I not here? I really did this. Why these people are doing this? Why am I not getting it? Never compare yourself with anybody else. Each person is made differently. Each person is made uniquely. Each person was made for a unique purpose. So don't compare yourself with anybody else. There is a time for everything. There is a time where you will get to where you need to get to. There is a time where you will get up and say that, yes, today I have arrived. But comparing yourself is the worst thing that you can ever do. Comparing yourself is the worst thing that you can do, because that time that you're using to do this, you can pretty much do something else. You can pretty much do something better. You can pretty much get to where you want to get to without focusing on somebody else's progress, without focusing on what somebody else is doing. Personality begins when comparison is left off. So you tend to grow individually when you stop to compare yourself with somebody. When you stop to say that, hey, my time is my time. My I was made differently. I was made uniquely. I was made wonderfully and fearfully made. And so I am not going to compare myself to the next person. I am going to be like the flower. I am going to bloom. I am going to grow. I am going to move forward regardless of whatever that person is making me feel like. I always also say that a person does not make you feel inferior if you do not give them the consent. Should I say that again? Nobody can make you feel inferior if you do not give them the consent. So if what they are doing, you're not paying no attention to, if what they are doing, you're not comparing to why you're not getting that, why I'm not getting that, why I'm not getting here, then you would definitely not giving them consent to make you feel less. Nobody can make you feel inferior if you don't give them consent. If you don't give them consent. 1 second as I share. Yeah, so if you don't give them consent, they're not gonna make you feel less. They're not gonna make you feel like you worthless. They're not gonna do that. But the moment you give them the consent, the moment you give them the go ahead, the moment you open up that door, they are gonna make you feel less. They are gonna make you feel like you're not worth it. They are gonna make you feel like, oh, they're doing better than you. Don't let anybody let you feel that way. Be unique in your own way. Be unique in anything and everything that you do. Be unique in your ways. Be unique because you were created uniquely. Be confident and be proud of yourself. Be confident in doing things. Be confident. Let that person know that, yes, you might be way far than I am. You might be way ahead than I am. But I am confident in what I'm doing. I am confident in where I am sitting. I am confident in wherever I am going. And I am proud that I am here. Let them know that. Let them know that. Because it is only in that you realize that, oh, wherever they might be or wherever they've gotten to, you would eventually get there. It is only a matter of time. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that space. Give yourself that time. Allow yourself to go through the process. Allow yourself that. Allow yourself that. Allow yourself that. Don't let anybody make you feel less. Don't let anybody make you feel inferior. Don't do that. Allow yourself. Be unique, as I said. Be unique in anything and everything that you do. Be unique. Be you. Be you. It's only when you give that person that chance, it's only when you give that person that liberty that they can make you feel less. Stop trying so hard to fit in when you were made to stand out. Stop trying so hard. You were made to stand out on your own. You were made to bloom on your own. You were made to do things on your own. You were made to progress on your own. But stop trying so hard to fit in because you are comparing yourself with somebody else, because you want to be like somebody else. You were made to stand out. You were made to stand out. So why are you trying so hard to fit in? Why are you trying so hard to fit in? You were made uniquely. You were made perfect. Don't let anybody make you feel less of yourself. Do not let anybody let you feel less of yourself. Don't do that. Stop trying to be like somebody else. Stop trying to be like you are so wrapped in getting to know what that person is doing, or being like that person, and so you turn to compare yourself with that person. You were made uniquely. You were made to stand out on your own. You were made to bloom on your own. You were made to do things on your own. You were made to be proud. You were made to be confident in yourself. You were made to be confident in yourself. So do that. Be confident enough. Never compare yourself with somebody else. Never try to be like somebody else when you were made to stand out on your own. You were made to stand out on your own. You were made to bloom. As I said, when a flower is blooming out, it doesn't care the next flower that is next to it. All it does is it blooms, it grows and becomes beautiful. That is what we have to strive to be. That is what we have to strive to be. That is what we have to strive to be. Never compare yourself to somebody else. As I said, stop trying to fit in when you were made to stand alone. When you were made to stand out, not even alone. You were made to stand out. Stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to be like the next person next to you. You were made uniquely, you know. You were made wonderfully. You were made fearfully. You were made to bloom and stand out. You were made to bloom and stand out. Never ever compare yourself with the next person. As I said, remember that nobody can make you feel less or make you feel inferior if you do not give them the permission. So are you giving people the permission to let you feel less? Are you giving people the go ahead to come in and make you feel less? Are you paying that attention to them because you think that you need to follow suit? Don't get me wrong. It is good to look up to somebody and say that I want to be like that person when I grow up. I want to be like that person. I want to achieve more, or I want to attain whatever this person has attained at some point in life. It is okay to do that. But when you start comparing yourself and asking yourself, oh, this person has this I don't have. This person has this I don't have. Why does this person have that and I don't have? Then that's where the problem comes in. That's where the issues comes in. That's where now definitely you really sitting there paying attention to somebody else, looking at what somebody else need to have, or what you need to have in order to match up with that person. That's what you're doing. Never compare yourself with anybody else. Never compare yourself with anyone else. You are made uniquely. You were made to stand out. You were made to be you. Never compare yourself with anybody else. If you do not pay attention to that person, if you do not pay attention to whatever they're doing, that is making you feel less, then you realize that you have more time to do things that you have to do. You realize that you have more time to focus on yourself, because that is all that matters, yourself. That is all that matters, yourself. But you here so busy, or so busy comparing yourself to the next person. Comparing yourself, asking yourself, oh, this person has this I don't have. Oh, this person got that I don't have. Why is this person having this and I do not have? Be too busy with what you have going on than and not even have time for that person else, for whatever is going on next to you. Instead of comparing yourself with somebody else, compare yourself with your own self. Compare yourself with a year ago where you were and now where you are. Compare yourself with your past and your present, or with your past and your future. Because in so doing, you realize that you tend to take inventory of where you were, what you did, where you started from, and where you've gotten to now. You can see that, oh, I made this progress. I made this changes. I made this transformation. That is you focusing on yourself. That is what you should be comparing with, and not the next person. Compare yourself, your today with your yesterday, and see where God has brought you, where God has taken you. You realize that there are so many positive things that you turn out to focus on, but then you end up focusing on the negative stuff, or you end up focusing on how somebody is progressing and you're not progressing. You were made uniquely. You were made to stand out. So stop trying so hard to fit in. Stop trying so hard to fit in. You were made to stand out. You were made to stand out on your own. You were made to bloom on your own. You were made to do things, marvelous things, great things on your own. Why are you trying to limit that potential? Why are you trying to limit that goal? Why are you trying to limit that yourself? You were made uniquely. You might not see that, oh, you've also gotten to where you need to get to currently. You might not know that because you are so wrapped in thinking about the other person, what they are doing and what you are not doing. You are so wrapped up in somebody else's and not yours. You are so wrapped up in someone's goal, in someone's current status, and you're not focusing on yours. As I said, compare yourself with your yesterday. Compare yourself where you were 2 years ago, where you were a year ago, where you were even 1 month ago, and where you are now. And see if you won't get nuggets from yourself, if you won't get inspiration from yourself, if you won't get the push from yourself. Because you know what? Your yesterday will make you know that you are a work in progress. Your yesterday will make you know that things are working for me. So instead of you comparing yourself with somebody else, compare yourself, with your yesterday. Thanks for joining. Whoever is on here, please share to bring somebody on. This is a dose of encouragement. We come your way every Saturday morning, and I am your host, Amanda Kofiaye. So compare yourself with your yesterday, with your past and your present. Take stock of yourself, because when you do that, you realize that where I was and where I am now, or where I am going, is way far more than where I was. So as I said, if you did not give somebody the consent, they will not make you feel inferior of yourself. As you are so focused on what somebody else is doing, be focused on you. Be focused on where you're going to. Be focused on where you've come from. Because when you do that, you take nuggets from where you were. You realize that there is so much positivity that you have neglected in recognizing. Happiness is found when we stop comparing ourselves with others. Because you will be content. You become content of yourself. You become okay with yourself. You say to yourself that, yes, I am here. Never compare yourself with somebody else. Never say that this person is doing well and I'm not. It might be their time now, but your time will surely come. If it hasn't come already, that you have forgotten to acknowledge, it will surely be there. I wrote here, I said, comparison with yourself brings improvement, because you tend to want to be better at yourself. You tend to want to be good at where you were yesterday. You tend to want to be good at where you started from. You tend to want to be good even in your present situation. You tend to want to be good at it. Do more at it. You tend to want to be more. You tend to want to do more. So why don't you compare yourself with your own self rather than comparing yourself with somebody else? Why don't you compare yourself with you? Why don't you compare yourself with you? And why you always focus on comparing yourself with somebody else? Compare yourself with your yesterday. Compare yourself with that. I also wrote, I said, you become way motivated to push forward because you are comparing yourself with you. So if there are certain things that you did not do before, if there are certain things you thought that, oh, I could have done this better, I could have done this way, then you turn to work on it. So once you focus on that, you focus on yourself instead of comparing yourself with somebody else. I said that you embrace your individuality. You embrace your individuality. And what do I mean by that? You were made unique. You were made to stand out. You were made to focus on you and not somebody else. You were made to focus on you. You were made to be you. You were made to be proud of where you've come from. You were made to be proud of where you're going to. You were made to stand out. Why are you trying so hard to fit in? No two persons were made the same, you know. Compare yourself with you. Compare yourself with you. Let yourself be the competition. Let yourself be the competition. Thanks for joining, my Joyce. Let yourself be that competition. And now you comparing yourself with somebody else. As I said, compare yourself with your yesterday, with yourself, your previous self. Compare yourself with a year ago where you were and where you are now. Compare yourself with that. Because you take much from that. You take much from that. You learn a lot from it. You realize that where I was yesterday and where I am now, oh, there is difference. And if I did not do something well yesterday, I need to do it better today. I need to do it well today. Compare yourself with your yesterday. Remember, enough isn't enough. The fact that somebody has more and you don't isn't enough to compare yourself with that person. The fact that somebody has more than what you have doesn't mean that you have to compare yourself with that person. Compare yourself with your own self. That is why sometimes it is really good to take down memories, like to put things down. It could be a picture, it could be anything. That way you look back and say that, oh, yesterday I did this and it wasn't well. So today I need to change that. Today I need to move from that part to this part. Today I need to move forward. Compare yourself with your own self. Enough isn't enough. Remember, nobody can make you feel inferior if you do not give them consent. I said earlier on that when a flower wants to bloom, it doesn't look at the next flower next to it. It just blooms. So why don't you go ahead and just glow? Why don't you go ahead and just bloom? Why don't you go ahead and be you? Why don't you go ahead and do that? The sun and the moon doesn't compete with anybody. They shine at their own time. They come forth at their own time. So if even that do not compete with somebody else or with the next thing that is next to it, why then do you want to compete with somebody else? Yes, it might be their time. It might be their season. It might be that it's their time now. Yes, yours will surely come. You will surely get there. You will surely be at that space too. But focus on you. Focus on you. You are all that matters. You are all that is important. Focus on you. You deserve that attention. You deserve that pampering. You deserve it. As I said, stop trying to fit in when you were made to stand out. Be confident. Be proud. Be you because you were made uniquely and fearfully. Be you. Be you. Be yourself. Thanks for joining whoever is on here. It is a dose of encouragement. I am your host, Amanda. If you haven't subscribed, please do so that when we come on, you would get a notification button to come on. But we appreciate your support so much. Be you. You were made to stand out. So stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to be like the next person next to you. It might be their time. Stop trying to be like them. You were made to be you. You were made to bloom on your own. You were made to blossom on your own. Be you. Yes, my Joyce will compete with yourself. Make your tomorrow better than yesterday. Yes, that's what I said earlier on. Compare yourself with your yesterday. Because if we are not a year ago where we were, it is nothing to write home about. So when we do that, when we sit there and we take inventory of our life, when we sit there and we look back, we can say that indeed we've come far. Indeed, we've moved somewhere. Indeed, I need to change this thing that I did last week or last year or a couple of years ago. Compete with yourself. Because as I said, when you compete with yourself, you become motivated to do more. You become motivated to be better at yourself. You become motivated. You tend to want to do more to better yourself. You tend to embrace your individuality. You tend to do that. But if you are so wrapped in what the next person is doing, in what the next colleague is doing, in what your neighbor is doing, and you want to do same, you might end up going down the drain while they're still sitting there. You might end up destroying what you've built while they're still sitting there. Be you. Never ever compare yourself with somebody else. Never ever compare yourself with somebody else. Needed to put us on do not disturb, so people cannot send out what do you call it, messages. Be you. Compare yourself with you. Let your yesterday be that mark. Be that matching man that you want to be. Be that better self that you want to be. Let that motivate you. Let that push you. Let that move you from one pace to the other. You were made uniquely. You were made differently. You were made differently. I wrote here, I said, comparing yourself with others is a recipe for unhappiness. Because when you compare yourself with yourself, you tend to gain more nugget. Because if you comparing yourself with that next person next to you, meanwhile that person also have their own issues that they're going through. Meanwhile that person also have want to be like you. If you don't know, because maybe whatever they're going through, yes, outwardly you might think that everything is rosy for them, but maybe that person also want to be like you. So why don't you compare yourself with you? Why don't you want to compare yourself with you? Why are you bent on focusing on what somebody else is doing and not yourself? Why are you so wrapped in what the next person is doing? When last did you sit down and say to yourself that, oh, today I will take inventory of what I did yesterday to know what I did right and what I did not do right? That, as I said, that person wants to be like you. But you are sitting here comparing yourself with them. You are sitting here thinking that, oh, they have it better. Compare yourself with your yesterday. You were made to stand out. So stop trying to fit in. You were made to be you. You were made to blossom. You were made to bloom. Be you. Don't compare yourself with that person. You end up wasting precious time and energy whilst doing that. Whilst thinking, oh, that person is doing well and I'm not. That time that you're thinking that that person is doing well, use it to better yourself. Use it to learn how to move. Use it to do things for yourself. You were made differently, my brother, my sister. You were made uniquely. You know, sometimes we are so wrapped in the next person that we tend to forget that so many good things are happening for us. We are so wrapped in the fact that they have something we do not have. Meanwhile, them two are thinking that, oh, this thing that this person has, I wish I have it. You were made to stand out. You were made to bloom. Do not get robbed of your precious time because you are so wrapped in focusing on somebody else. Do not get robbed of the precious time that you can use to do something better. Do not get robbed of your happiness because you are so wrapped in what somebody else is doing and you are not. Don't stall your progress. Don't stall your progress. You comparing yourself with somebody else is like you insulting nature. It's like you saying that, why was I created? It's like you saying that, where did I come from? You were made to bloom. As the flower blooms without looking at the next flower next to it. That is how we have to be. We have to shine without thinking about the next person around us, without thinking of what the other person thinks about us. Bloom. You were made to stand out. Be confident in whatever you're doing. Be proud in whatever you're doing. Do not let anybody intimidate you because they're doing well and you're not. Your current situation might not seem that way. Your current stature might not seem that way. But when you compare yourself with your yesterday, you realize that, indeed, you too, you are going somewhere. You were made uniquely. You were made uniquely. No two persons are the same. They might have some similar features, but they are not the same. They might have some similar qualities, but they are not the same. As that person has moved to that stage, has gotten to their destination, you will surely get there. It is only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time. And you will bloom. It is only a matter of time, and you will get to where you need to get to. It is only a matter of time. And you will be heard or you'll be seen because you will shine so bright that nobody can hide you or can hide you. You were made uniquely. The sun shines without thinking about the moon or without competing with the moon. So as the moon shineth without competing with the sun. There is a time and season for everything. There is a time for everything under the earth or on this earth. If that person has gotten there, you will get there. If that person has gotten their breakthrough, you will get there. But never, ever, ever, ever compare yourself with somebody else. Never, ever, ever compare yourself with the next person next to you. Never, ever, ever compare yourself because they're doing well and you are not doing well. Meanwhile, they sitting there, that person is also sitting there looking into your life and say that, I wish I am like this person. Be like the flower. Bloom without looking at the next flower next to you. Bloom without thinking about the next flower next to you. You were made to stand out. So stop trying to fit in. Stop trying so hard to fit in when you are made to stand out and blossom. When you are made to stand out and gloom. When you are made to stand out and grow. Stop competing yourself with the next person. Be you. Be yourself. As I said, for you to compare yourself with your yesterday, with your past. Because in so doing, you will learn to be better at yourself. In so doing, you learn to embrace your individuality. In so doing, you will learn to motivate and to push yourself. There are so many opportunities in our past that we did not take. So when you compete with your own self, when you compare yourself with your past, you tend to take that opportunity that you did not use and carry on with it and push with it and move forward with it. Compare yourself with your yesterday and not somebody else. Compare yourself with your past and not somebody else. Bloom when you can. Glow when you can. You were made to shine. You were made to be confident. You were made to be proud of yourself. You were made to be you. You were made to shine forth. Competing yourself with somebody will only make you waste precious time, will only make you waste your precious nuggets that you've got it. Compete yourself with you. Let your yesterday be your stepping stone. Let your yesterday be your force, that the force that moves you. The force that want to make you be better at yourself. The force that want to make you move from where you are to the other side. The force that want to make you want to get up every morning and say that today, I am going to look at what I did yesterday. And if what I did yesterday did not go well, I am going to look at what I did wrong and I'm going to make it better. That is how you become better at yourself. That is how you learn to embrace your individuality. That is how you learn to motivate yourself, to push yourself. You were made to stand out. So stop trying so hard to fit in. Stop trying so hard to be like everybody else. Stop it. No two humans were made the same. No two humans were made the same. There is a time and season for everyone. There is a time that everyone will get to their destination. Yours might take a little longer. That person's own might have come, but yours is on the way coming. I always say that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. As long as we push ourselves, as long as we keep motivating ourselves, as long as we are embracing our yesterday and using that as a map for our future. Be unique in your own way. Be confident. Be proud. Be you. Accept you. Accept who you are. And never compare yourself with the next person. You are too busy comparing yourself with that person without even having time to go through what you need to get through, without even having time to unwind from your own self, without you even having time to ask yourself, what did I do wrong the last time and how can I improve it? Because when you compare yourself with your own self, you realize that God has brought you way too far to leave you. You realize that He has brought you way too far to leave you hanging. I do not know who needs to hear this. Yes, my Joyce Road. It is so stressful to try to be somebody else. Yes, it is so stressful to try to be somebody else. Be you. Be you. As I said, that person is also sitting there asking, how can I be like Amanda? How can I be like my Joyce? How can I be like this person? And you are here. You might think that what you have is not good. There is a saying that you might not know what you have until you lose it. But let me put it this way. You might not know what somebody is going through or how precious of a thing you have until you be in somebody's shoes. If that is even a thing. You might not know what you have until you are in someone's shoes. Until you are somewhere that you realize that, oh, whatever I had was way better than whatever this person have. Maybe they are just showing off and you think they are just showing off and you think that they're doing well way more than you. until you are in their shoes and you realize that somebody will call it, people call it packaging. You realize that it is all packaging. So is it that packaging you want to take? Or you really want to focus on building yourself? You really want to focus on doing well by yourself? As I said, you were made to stand out and bloom. So stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to fit in. You were made to stand out. You were made to bloom. You were made to blossom. We tend to do that a lot. We tend to see people's lifestyle on social media, and then we're like, oh, what exactly is this person doing? I want to be like them. And so we start doing all sort of things that we're not supposed to do. And then we end up realizing that we have done so many wrongs to our own selves. Meanwhile, that person is sitting there, also wishing to be you, also wishing to be in your shoes, because not knowing or knowingly, whatever they have is not working for them. You might think that yes, every time they've packed themselves, they've dressed up, they're looking beautiful, they're showing off certain things, and so life is going well for them. Until they sit down and talk to you, until they sit down and open up to you, you realize that they also want to belong. You realize that they really admire what you have. They really want to be like you. That thing that you have that you think that it is not good. That thing that you have that you think that, oh, that person, I need to be like that person. They want to be you. I was speaking to one friend of mine. I said, hey, this celebrities are all killing it. And that person said something to me and said, listen, you might think that yes, they are celebrities and so they're doing well. But until they sit down and talk to you, let's put celebrities aside and let's take our own friends that are doing well, or we think they are doing well. Until somebody DM you or send you a text message and say to you that, hey, I need help. Can you help me with this? You will realize that not everybody that is portraying to be okay out there are okay. You realize that not everybody is okay. The fact that they are out there doing what everybody else is doing doesn't mean that they are okay. They might wish they were you. They might wish they are in your situation. They might wish that they have what you have. So appreciate what you have. Learn from your own self. Be motivated to move on. Be motivated to push forward. Be motivated to embrace your own individuality. Because when you do that, you realize that you have so many good things going on that you are not even paying attention to. You realize that you have so many great things going for you that you haven't even taken time to appreciate. Your family could be one. Your job could be one. The fact that you get up and you go and come could be that reason why that person is envying you. Could be that reason why that person want to be in your shoe. Could be that reason. So be you. Be you. This is what I'm leaving us today with. Be you. And as the quote that I've been saying throughout this video says, as when the flower is blooming or when the flower is growing, it does not think of the next flower next to it. It just blooms. I wrote here, I said, a flower does not think of competing with the next flower next to it. It just blooms. So just bloom, just glow, just grow. Do not look at what the next person close to you is doing. A flower does not think of competing with the next flower next to it. All it think about is growing, glowing, and blooming. And that's exactly what it does. So why don't you do the same? Why don't you focus on your own? Why don't you focus on your today? Taking some nuggets from your yesterday, taking some nugget from your past to work that magic towards your future. We have so many good and precious things with us that we tend not to focus on, that we tend not to pay attention to, that we tend not to look at. You are you. You were made uniquely. You were made wonderfully. You were made to bloom. You were made to stand out. You were made to blossom. Be you. Be you. Let your yesterday be that competition. Let your yesterday be that focusing point. Let your yesterday be the thing that you look at and say that I want to be better than that. For indeed, the flower does not think of the next flower next to it. All it does, it blooms. All it does is that it glows. All it does is that it takes care of its own self. All it does is that it thinks of itself. Be that flower. Be that you. Think of yourself. Think of how best you can improve on ourselves. Let's think of how best we can focus on ourselves. Let's think of how best we can move from where we are to the next phase. Let's think of how best we can move and get things done. Once again, this is a dose of encouragement with Amanda. Or this is a dose of encouragement incorporated. I always forget that we've changed it from Amanda to incorporated. If you haven't followed us yet, please do. Check our website out. Let me pin it here. Let me pin it here. Check it out. Check us out. Let us know how best we can be of help to you. Check out what we are doing. Check out what we're doing on our page. Check us out. Know us through and through. Check us what we're doing, and then support us if you wish to. On here too, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do. A dose of encouragement incorporated on Facebook on here. Turn the notification button on, and you will be sure to get the notification button when we come on. Also, you can follow me on Amanda Akofi Aye on Facebook here, or yes, I think I changed all my names to Amanda Akofi Aye or Amanda Manesi Akofi Aye. So follow me, so that way if I'm coming live, you would know that I am coming live and you will get that notification. But as I always say, we are not living without saying thank you to you, our fans, because without you, we wouldn't be here. Without you, we wouldn't go to where we've gotten to. Without you, we wouldn't even be moved from where we were to this place. We say that may God bless you. We say that may God continue to honor you. We say that as you continue to carry us along, may God continue to carry you along. May God continue to focus on you and your issues. May God never leave you. May God bless you. And as I said to you, be like that flower. Bloom and don't think of the next person. Glow and don't think of the person next to you, because you were made to stand out. So stop trying to fit in. You are made to stand out. So stop trying to be like everybody else. You are made to grow. You are made to glow. You are made to be you. Be you. Compete with your yesterday. and take some nugget from it. Compete with your past and take nugget from it for tomorrow, and take nugget from it for the future. Learn from your own self. Do not want to be like the next person. Thanks for joining, Gigi. Do not want to be like the next person. Be you. Be yourself. You were made to stand out. Stop trying so hard to fit in. Stop trying so hard to be like that person, because maybe that person next to you want to be like you, and you might not know. Until they sit down and talk to you, you will realize that what you have is way far more better than what that person have. What you have is way far more precious than what you have. Compete with your own self and be like the flower. And until I come your way again next week, have a blessed Saturday morning. Have a fruitful week ahead. And once again, I am your host, Amanda Akrofiaye, and I will come your way again next week. I sign out. Stay blessed. Let's chit chat. Let's continue this conversation on the platform. Let's push it to all other platforms. Share it for somebody. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to sit down and take inventory of themselves. Somebody needs to sit down and say to myself that indeed what this lady is saying is true. Let's share it on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, all the platform, LinkedIn, Twitter. Everywhere that it needs to get to, let us share out there, because somebody, you can be a blessing to somebody. You can be a contributor to somebody's growth. You can be a contributor to making somebody know that indeed what they have is way far more better than themselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you again. I will see you next Saturday.